Hi, I am Lyrod and this is my acolyte of Chayula, Bowman. It has a pretty good map clear and visceral combat while bossing, as GGG envisioned. I mixed some amount of mechanics to match the acolyte of Chayula's chaos team in a different way. I'll leave you with some mapping and bossing, then I'll explain the build.
Local, need your aid.
Soil. Storm passes. I remain.
That PoE1, we tire. The red fire blooms, she of chilling sorrow. Within our grasp, the abyss knocks once, and is answered by four. Infinite pursuit. We tire. fail.
There can be few possessions, and I don't. Creature.
Let's talk about the build. I am playing as Acolyte of Chayula. I am using original sin unique ring to convert all of my elemental damage to the chaos damage. Then I am stacking flat elemental damage and increased chaos damage wherever I can get those modifiers, basically. I am also using Conspiracy Wheel body armor to have a infinite curse duration and infinite wither duration. Other unique is Beyond Reach Quiver, which makes all of my chaos damage also contributes to the freeze build up. It also contributes to the electrocute. It also makes your chaos damage contribute to the electrocute build-up, but electrocute doesn't have enough tools to scale like freeze does. For example, freeze support. There isn't any support which may gives 50% more electrocute build-up basically. So I am completely ignoring the electrocute build-up part and focusing on the freeze build-up. I have set of nightmares to chaos leech and 2 modifiers on my gear to use it basically. Also I am using a darkness enthroned belt which acts as a gloss to gain increased magnitude of non-damaging ailments. (120% total). Rest of the gear is just life resist, some evasion and energy shield. I have 1.8k life and 2k energy shield and it feels quite enough in my opinion. I have inner turmoil allocated here, which gives you volatility charts. Volatility stacks gives you damage as extra chaos damage for each volatility exploded, and volatility by default explodes after 4 seconds if you haven't get any volatility in that 4 seconds, and the buff lasts for 10 seconds. So let's talk about the skills. I am using Lightning Arrow, which can freeze thanks to the Quiver, and Shock with the Xesht Radiance support gem. So my Lightning Arrow can trigger Herald of Thunder and Herald of Ice. And that setup has pretty good coverage for the mapping. Also I am using Spiral Volley. Does pretty much the same thing, but it clears couple screens. I am using Combat Frenzy and generating Frenzy charts with that and spending on the Spiral Volley whenever I feel like it. Since I'm not using it all the time, I also attached it with the hit and run support for the 40% more skill speed and Ricochetry to have more coverage. Also Frozen Spikes for some aesthetics. Doesn't do anything, just ice fragments. Looks cool. For Lightning Rod, I am using Lightning Rod and Lightning Arrow on the single target, at the start at least. And I am using Zeus Pyre on the Lightning Rod to inflict Ignite. And I am inflicting Shock with the Lightning Arrow to gain volatility with the inner turmoil. And I am exploding those charges with the freezing salvo with the catharsis support. Explodes a random amount of volatility on you when you use it. So I am shocking, igniting and freezing with my chaos damage. But chaos damage by the default has a ability to inflict poison. And for that I am using Snipe to deliver the poison with the second weapon set, which is optimized for the poison damage. And Snipe has Poison Tree and Deadly Poisons supports attached to it. I don't have any poison chance with my first weapon skill tree, except this jewel. 10% chance to poison on hit and some installage. And because of that, my Lightning Rod and Lightning Arrow both has 10% chance to poison on hit. And since they are hitting quite a lot, I can stack the escalating toxins for the maximum value, which is 100% increased poison duration. So when I'm fighting a boss, I am cursing them with the Despair, which has infinite duration, and I'm also withering them over time thanks to the body armor. Then I'm using Lightning Rod and Lightning Arrow combo to deal damage, Chaos Freeze build up, Ignite, and Shock to gain volatility charts, to stack volatility charts. And also while doing that, I am inflicting some poisons on the enemy to stack up the escalating toxins. And when they reach 90% freeze build up, I am using freezing salvo on the enemy to cause a longer freeze, and also supported with the poison support to stack up the escalating toxins if not already stacked. And also I am using Catharsis support here to explode my volatilities stacks basically. And when I do that, I have a frozen enemy. I stacked up my escalating toxins and also explode my volatility charts for more damage. And that's when I use Snipe. I'm using Snipe for a big fucking poison. I got all my buffs and Snipe consumes the freeze on the enemy to deal a lot more damage. And yes, I think that's the build. If you have any questions, you can ask me on the comments section. And like and subscribe if you liked and wanna see more in the future. Yeah, see you next time.